So today I just want to talk about the importance of relationships over money, and how if you get the relationship right, the money will automatically follow.
That me though. That me though. I ain't got no problem with what you do. I'ma do me though. Yeah. I like chains on top of my chains for real, but that's me though.
Hello everyone. Today I want to talk to you about the importance of relationships over money, and how if you get the relationship right, the money will automatically follow. If you're in business, sales, whatever, you want to focus on relationship building. And I'll tell you from my standpoint, because many people that know me, I'm an introvert. So I can be in a room full of people and I'm not the social butterfly that's going to float around the room and just strike up conversations with everyone. I might stand in the corner, my wife is the social butterfly. I'm not that guy. But you don't have to necessarily have a relationship with everyone, but you do need key relationships. And when it comes to your business, if you're a coach, if you're a service provider, as long as you are identifying your ideal client, as long as you are findable and you are striking up a relationship with your ideal client, then you're good. You're good, because that's what you want. That's what you want to focus on, is working with people that you know would be a good fit for your service. Someone that you can work with. Not everyone is good for business, but relationship is more important than money, because the relationship will cause the money to flow automatically. Now I want to start right quick, and I want to share a true story, and it is a horror story, so I hope you're not watching or listening to this with the lights off. You might want to kind of cut. I'm just joking, but it is a little bit of a tragedy, if you will. Many years ago, over 10 years ago, my wife and I, we set out on this journey to become entrepreneurs and build a business. And it started with a book, a $15 book. And that $15 book that my wife and I wrote, teaching people how to discover their purpose, we were able to take that book and turn it into a 6-figure digital empire. And from there, we were creating conferences and workshops and seminars, reaching people from all over the world, coming from Canada, from South America, from all over the country by the thousands. And we will put on these conferences and these events each and every year. So we had built up a platform. And the beautiful thing about building a platform is this. A platform contains something called influence. When you build your platform, you build your influence. You can't buy influence. I'm sorry, you just can't. There's a difference between having influence and having a good marketing team. You can have a good marketing team and that's great. They can put all of the pretty pictures together and the fancy videos and all of that stuff, but without influence, it's going to be very difficult for you to actually get business, because influence contains a key ingredient that marketing often lacks, and that key ingredient is trust. People purchase from you because they trust you. People do business with you because they trust you. And influence is all about building trust, getting people to trust you. So they may see your marketing, but then they want to enter into your ecosystem so that they could discover who you are and therefore begin to develop trust. So trust is a big part. Influence is the goal. And so over 10 years, my wife and I had built up our influence. Now, one day, this young lady came to my wife and she was trying to get her business up and going. She wanted her business to really just start bringing in the moolah, bring in the dough, money. Everybody wants more business, more money. I mean, that's what we all want. And so she came to my wife and she asked, Miss Flemming, do you mind if I create this outfit for you? The young lady, she was a fashion designer. She made custom pieces and she was trying to, get her business out. She wanted more and more clients, more customers, people to start buying her custom pieces and so on and so forth. She wanted to build her clientele. So she came to my wife and she asked, do you mind if I make you a custom piece that you can wear so the next time you go live, and it was a jacket, she was like, the next time you go live, if you could wear this jacket that I make you, that's all I want. And so my wife, being the big-hearted person that she is, was like, sure, go right ahead, And she knew that, hey, if I could just get this jacket on Miss Flemming, on my wife, hey, every time she does a video, every time she goes live, she gets thousands and tens of thousands of views. So that means, thousands of people will be looking at her and noticing the jacket that she has on and will be like, who made that jacket? I mean, can you tell me who made that? And she asked my wife, could you give me a shout out, a plug in as well, that so-and-so made this beautiful jacket. In other words, advertising and marketing, to my wife's audience to help the young lady build her business, build her clientele. So my wife agreed, okay, yes, you can make me the jacket. Sure, I'll wear it the next time I go live. Sure, go right ahead. And the young lady, she made the jacket and then she sent it to my wife, but she made the biggest mistake of her life, the biggest mistake anyone could ever make. And I mean, all I can do is really just shake my head here. The worst mistake that you could ever make. This was the worst thing that young lady could have done. She sent my wife the jacket and she also sent an invoice. What? Exactly, an invoice. And my wife looked at the invoice, looked at the jacket, laughed, and then went on and did the live without it. You just have to understand that when you are trying to build your brand, build your business, there's a reason why companies like Nike and all of these different companies will go and give away their products for free to influential people. For free. There's a reason why. I mean, for goodness sakes, Nike would give Michael Jordan back in the 90s all of the free gear, free socks, free tennis shoes, free jerseys, free shorts, free everything. I mean, he was Nike down. And Nike didn't charge him a dime. The famous clothing brand, Tommy Hilfiger, back in the 90s, they would give all of the top hip hop artists from Snoop Dogg and I think Digital Underground and all of these different groups, they would give them all of this free Tommy Hilfiger gear, all of the clothes, all of the shoes, everything for free. And I would hear people argue and complain. Why are they giving that celebrity everything for free? They already got millions. They can afford to pay for it. But they give it to them for free and then charge us for it. I'm a working man. I'm barely able to make ends meet. And yet I gotta pay $200 for a pair of shoes, but they giving those same shoes to Michael Jordan for free. In every version, every color, every brand. Why? That don't make any sense. It don't make sense to a person that doesn't understand business. See, in the business world, when you find someone that's influential, if that person gives you a shout out, then that will explode your business. Just one person. In the 90s, 80s and 90s, the Oprah Winfrey effect, you remember that? If Oprah would have mentioned the name of your book just one time on her show, the next day your book will become a bestseller. That's real. And so people understand that. People that understand how business works, they understand that in order to take your business to the next level, it's about the relationship. It's who you get hooked up with. Because if you get hooked up with someone that has influence, their influence can catapult your brand and your product to the stratosphere. And this is the reason why people, they engage in what we call influence marketing, because they understand the importance of relationships. But the worst thing that you could ever do is to send your product to someone that's an influencer and then send them an invoice. Here's a bill. Here, pay me. But it made no sense, because if you have the opportunity to get on someone's platform and they have an audience of 100,000 viewers, and you know that if they wear your jacket or they put on your gear or they advertise your product to their audience, even if just 10% of them were to purchase from you, that would be 10,000 sales, So 10,000, and let's say your jacket is only $100 and 10,000 people purchase your jacket. What is that, over $100,000? I don't know. I'm not sitting here with a calculator doing the math, but you get the point. So, hey, get this influencer to wear the jacket one time, because just them wearing it one time will take me from $0 to over 6 figures overnight, just by them marketing my gear to their audience. So they are doing you a favor. But when you put money in front of relationship and you lack wisdom, you'll end up trying to sell your jacket rather than give, or rather invest your jacket. And you have to understand that sometimes when you are a service provider, you have a service or a product, sometimes you need to learn how to invest your service or product instead of trying to sell your service or product. And you need to know when to do so. You need to understand or learn how to read the room, as the old saying goes. That there are some people, it will benefit you more to sow or invest your service or product into this person rather than going to them with an invoice hoping you can get $100 from that person, which isn't going to do you any good. So that's one of the things I wanted to share that with you. That's just what we call a little wisdom nugget, a little wisdom tip right there, that when you have the opportunity to hook up with someone that has more influence than you, that has a bigger platform than you, someone who, if they were to just give you a shout out, that would catapult your sales and take your business to the next level. Instead of you trying to charge that person, you might want to invest your product or service into that person free of charge, knowing that the payoff is going to be infinitely bigger than if you were to charge them for that product or service. Just some food for thought right there to think about. Look, if you enjoyed what you heard today, I definitely encourage you to check out my free masterclass. This masterclass that I'm offering, this is for authors, this is for coaches or those that are looking to step into the coaching space. The title of this masterclass is From Passion to Profit. I'm going to share with you 3 steps on how to build a profitable coaching program, how to build a profitable and scalable coaching program. And again, it's free. All you have to do is go ahead and click the link below, register, get signed up, and I know it's going to bless your socks off. Can't wait to see you in the next video.